All right, Jasmine, let's talk about hotel technology selection, hospitality technology selection.
Yeah.
What problem did you set out to solve with Affixify?
I like this question. I have a list over the last several months of 5 problems we have solved. So I'll talk to you about the first and how we started. It's kind of a domino effect of problems, if you will. So when I jumped into this crazy startup experience and journey, it was because I saw a need for hotels to have a more unbiased tech selection process. So what I mean by that is, first and foremost, we're in a very packed market. I mean, the marketplace now for technology in hospitality is intense. It's growing. Roadmaps are huge. It's just hard to navigate. And that's coming from someone that's selling technology and has been selling technology. Hoteliers have to run a business. They have to run a property. So then going out to find, tech that's going to meet their needs and help them operate efficiently, it begins to get very, very difficult. And so what do they have? What resources do they have? Well, short of Googling, which of course most people start there, they have top 10 lists. They have things that are, in my opinion, quite biased. They have, opinions of others. Well, yeah, that technology might work for another friend of yours, but is it really the right fit for your property? And so a lot of hotels, in my experience, end up turning to what they know. They end up going with, well, we've used this in the past, or this, we hear about this, provider all the time. We're just going to go with it. And so what that actually was doing, and the pain and the problem I noticed, was that's really cutting out potentially very good partnerships and really great tech out there that can truly help our industry by just going with what we know. So I think that was number one, right? Is the hotelier has a real challenge when buying technology. And so they're met with a couple of options. It's either hours of research, trusting someone's opinion, whether or not that opinion is biased, is up for discussion. I think it is, or just going with what they know. So that was the first problem or set of problems I set out to solve.
So, how would you describe your solution?
So Affixify essentially comes in. Now, I would call it a matchmaker. I don't think you would call it that. I think you would call it a tech selection platform. I think we all agree it's unbiased, and that's what it is. So it's an unbiased way for hotels to find the right fit in new technology. That means we actually essentially help them build an RFP. We provide feature requirements, and I'm not talking 10 features here. I'm talking hundreds of features. If I'm shopping for a PMS and I'm a hotel, I am served up hundreds of features. I can choose from those features. I begin to really build this requirements list. And then our platform has an algorithm, which I can describe at another time, that goes through and it actually provides the hotel with data-driven results of, here are the best vendor partners for you to speak with. This isn't pay to play. These are the right feature match based on a percentage, based on your needs.
So how would you describe, and you've done it a little bit, but how would you describe how you're different?
Yeah. So a couple ways. First and foremost is we're a solution driven by technology, right? So what we do is we say, okay, hands off. We don't want a part in this. We don't want to tell you who the best platform is for you. We want our platform, our system to do that. We are different in that we are not asking someone to, put money in the bank for us and then we'll recommend them, or put money in the bank and then they're listed on, our top list. Like, we don't think that serves anybody. We don't think that helps hotels really find the right fit. And it certainly doesn't help vendors. So how we're different is we're actually, our heart is what it is we really, really want to create connections between buyer and seller that make sense long-term and that are not emotional and that are not based on money. They're truly based on product feature fit.
And you've been talking with both vendors and hoteliers lately, and I know you've got some vendors signed up. So give us the feedback.
Such cool feedback. That's probably my favorite part of this entire startup founder journey that I'm on. Is the feedback is everything from, I keep a document of quotes, direct quotes from our demos and our preview calls with hotels. We were told recently by a very well-known hotel chain, quote, "This is a gold mine for hoteliers," quote. We've been told that this is such a need in our industry. One of my favorite quotes came from one of our customers, one of our vendors, and he said, "This is completely selfless. What you're doing is not self-serving, it's industry serving, and that's why we're signing up." So the feedback has been honestly even better than I could have expected. And it's almost the exact same every time. And I'm talking, we're on calls all the time. This isn't one or two people. This is across the board, very, excited group of people wanting to get their hands on this.
So when do you plan on going live?
Monday, the 15th, actually.
Oh.
So just a few days. We're adding vendors right now, right? We're continuing to build the platform. We're building up the database. We don't just throw in features that we think they offer. Vendors tell us what their features are, and then we validate and make sure those features are real. So it's a bit of a process we're not afraid of. But come Monday, we will say, hey, if you're ready to get started and you know that we have, limited vendors, but that's growing, and hey, it's free for hotels, why not? So we're ready to jump in with both feet, and we're really excited.
You're adding categories of technology.
Yes.
The primary library is PMS right now, though, right?
That is primary. We are quickly adding any vendor that helps contribute to additional revenue, though. So that's upgrade, upsell vendors. Those are coming in hot. So we are categorizing those into one. That actually, fun fact, includes a lot of cool new startups that want to get their name out and that are doing things to really impact the bottom line of hoteliers. So yes, PMS for sure. And then kind of those upsell upgrade vendors right now, quickly moving into things like revenue management and so on and so forth.
Yeah, you bring up a good point, and I don't want to miss it. It's hard to buy. It's hard to select technology these days for all the reasons you've outlined. There's a lot of new technology coming out. I talk to these folks all the time, and they don't have big marketing budgets to blow
Right.
on review sites. They don't have big marketing budgets to go to every show and to be everywhere digitally.
Yeah.
But they can be on your platform. They can be there, and you're connecting hard to find technology for hoteliers
Yes.
without any strings.
Yes. So without strings, meaning hotels use us for free. We are at this point saying we don't want to be your barrier to finding software. We are also helping tech providers get a seat at the table. I love to use that term because it is the truth. So, we're a startup, right? Like getting into the industry is already an uphill battle because you have to decide, where do we spend these precious dollars? We're trying to make that very accessible for vendors. We're in that same, I should say, on the other side of that, we are unbiased. So we're just as much for the bigger players that want to be listed, and we absolutely love that too. Our goal isn't, are you big, are you small? Do you pay us more? Do you not? Our goal is, we all have a place. We all have an ideal customer. Let's get you connected with the right customer. Does that make sense?
That does make sense. Very good. Well, thank you for joining me.
Thank you.